Hi, I'm Hayley. I'm a stay-at-home mum of 3. In this video, I want to share how we bring the Waldorf Steiner philosophy into our home in the early years. So I'm not a Waldorf Steiner teacher in any way. I've just always felt really drawn to the philosophy, and over the years we've been integrating certain parts of it into our life, and I wanted to share some of my main takeaways and the parts that we find most valuable to our life. Now, I will say filming with 3 kids is a little bit crazy at times, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to film a little bit every single day, and I thought I'd take you along and show you what homeschool activities we're doing all throughout the week. So the first point I want to get into is the home environment, and I want to talk beyond the wooden toys, the beeswax, the play silks, which all those things are really beautiful. But it definitely, to me, is less about what your home looks like and more about what your home feels like. So when I think of the items in our home, they're all things that we really love and cherish, all things that feel really simple and soft and warm and inviting, and create a space that feels really nurturing. And I think one of the biggest contributors to that is keeping things really simple and intentional in the home. So making sure that the toys that we do bring in are things that our kids are really going to love and use and aren't just taking up space. I like to think quality over quantity. When we have a few items that we really love, I feel like the kids get so much more use out of it and they get so much more of a richer, deeper experience from those toys. But beyond these physical things, it really is a way of living, a call to slowness, a call to simplicity, and I want to share more about that as our week progresses. So for homeschooling this week, I've picked a topic that we're weaving throughout the rest of our week. This week we're focusing on a story from the 5-Minute Nature Story books, and this one's about frogs. I love these books. They have some really beautiful stories in there that are actually really enjoyable to read, and you can learn so much from them. I think storytelling is also a really important part of the Steiner way of educating children. When I first introduce a topic, I really like to begin with a story and paint a really big picture, a broad picture of the topic that we're exploring, and then slowly go deeper into it and weave in different activities that involve using our hands, using art as a way to build understanding on the topic. So today we'll dig into this story, we'll read it a few times, we'll chat about it, and then we're going to do a watercolor painting activity.
I just wanna go out and walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out and walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow.
Today is the day that we have our homeschool group, so lots of time out in the community, and then we also went to the beach. Next, I want to talk about rhythm. So rhythm is something, if I could only take one thing from the whole philosophy of Steiner, it would be to bring in a family rhythm. And I'm talking about through the whole year, through the seasons, through the week, and through the day. So the way we invite rhythm into our year would be through festivals and celebrations based on the season, as well as how we celebrate birthdays and little traditions we have as a family. I think building on those traditions and the yearly rhythm creates a sense of belonging for our kids and a sense of familiarity. And then when it comes to homeschooling in particular, what's really supported me is having a weekly and a daily rhythm. As I've mentioned in my last video, I feel like I'm very used to not having any structure, and inviting a little bit more intention into my day and creating a bit of a flow for how our day goes has made a massive difference. I've been reading this book and they mention a daily rhythm as islands of predictability as you flow through your day, and I thought that was a really beautiful way to put it. I think having those little moments where we come back and we connect together and we have a general idea of what's coming next without the pressure of time has just been something that's really supported our days. The meal times, they're a really sacred time for us when we come together and maybe we light a candle and we sit together and we have a really connected meal. It's a time that we're being really mindful. We often say a little verse beforehand as well, and then we just focus on that conversation and connection. Good morning, it's Wednesday and we're getting ready for a big day at the creek. I've just packed our bag full of all the things we need. So we're bringing our book that we've been reading this week, a picnic blanket, our treasure pouches that I made out of felt, and a glass jar for an activity we're doing, as well as some snacks, of course.
I just wanna go out and walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out on a walk with you.
Time in nature, do I need to say more? It's where my kids are most content, it's where I'm most content. I just want my kids to learn about nature, to learn about their place in nature, and to learn how to care for nature.
I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine. I just wanna see the same things you can see. Understand the meaning on a new degree. Maybe that could happen when you're next to me.
Okay, it's Friday morning and we are doing a little handwork activity. So I've got a basket with some wool, we've got a bamboo crochet needle, and my daughter really loves doing these, and my younger one will just have a play. I might show him some hand knitting, but yeah, pretty much free play with this little basket. And this morning we also printed off these rhythm cards. I've seen this on Etsy for a while now and I keep thinking I'm going to make my own, but I just never did it. So I thought I'm just going to purchase the ones on Etsy. They are really beautiful, and I've also printed them on watercolor card, so it's a bit thicker and it has a really nice texture. I had thought about laminating them to protect it, but I just didn't really like the plasticky feel, and this has turned out really beautiful. So I'm going to cut them out and then I'll hang them on a ribbon, and we can have our rhythm there so that we can see it and we can have a little chat every morning and go through our rhythm for the day. So I want to talk about academics from a Steiner perspective, especially in the early years. I think these days there's such a rush for kids to learn certain things by a certain time, and what we really value in this philosophy is just taking a step back and slowing down and really taking their lead, or meeting our children where they are at developmentally. What that looks like is opportunity for learning through everyday things, so baking, crafting, household duties, all those things give them so many opportunities to learn. And I think when we really slow down on the forced academics, we give them so much more space for exploration. Childhood is such a special time, and I think we try to rush kids out of that, but in our family we're really trying to slow things down and give them plenty of opportunity to just explore the world around them. So explore nature, but also just explore, doing things with their hands, or baking, getting messy. All those things are so great for them, and our kids get so much out of them. So that's a really big focus for us. But ultimately, the main thing is we really want to foster a love for learning, and I think sometimes putting pressure on the learning can take away that love and excitement for what you get out of learning something new. And that's the biggest thing that we really want to support them in, is support them in continuing to feel really excited about learning something new because of what it brings them, rather than because they have to meet a certain standard by a certain age. So overall, letting them explore through movement, through time in nature, and through just the everyday activities is the biggest priority for us right now. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has inspired you in some way to bring the Steiner Waldorf philosophy into your home. All the comments and support on the last video really encouraged me to keep making these videos, so thank you so much, and looking forward to creating another one soon.